Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Apparently, I'm doing a whole series on Dark Angels models because I'm back again with the Inner Circle Knights. Off stream, I painted this guy like 99% on stream. You can see he's almost done. And so I went ahead and base coated the rest of the Inner Circle Knights in preparation for today's stream. And so yeah, now I'll be doing all the shading and highlighting to bring these guys up to par. So for the white, I'm actually not going to be using a wash. I'm going to be using a contrast paint and just diluting it. So I'm going to be using Griff Charger Gray. I think it's a little bit more interesting than just like Apothecary White, which is just gray. Or using like Nuln Oil, which is darker than Apothecary White, but still gray. It adds like a tint of blue into the white that I think looks interesting. So that's what I've been using, especially for my Dark Angels. It kind of goes along with the blue-green of their armor. forgot to mix a little bit more just for the last guy. But that also allows me to have a little bit extra for wherever I need a second layer, because I will likely need a second coat in some areas. All right. I think I should be able to still. I should be able to move on without disturbing the work that I just did. Yeah. I should be able to keep going. So, the third shade that I'm going to be using is Reglin Flesh Shade. There's some gold and like brass on the model, so that's what this is for. There's not a lot of it, but it's not touching any of the white areas, so that's why I'm doing it now. I won't mess up any of the wash that I just put down that's still setting. Dang. I got some of the gray on the tabard. That's unfortunate. Let's see if I can fix that real quick with paint over it a little bit. Will probably require multiple layers. That's tough. Which of these guys is my favorite? Pick one. Yeah, I mean, this is the squad leader, and the Games Workshop tends to make the squad leaders much cooler than the other models. So a couple of the things that they added that make this guy cooler. One, he has this little, I'll bring it up super close so you can see. So one, it's got this cool little shield that hangs off his right shoulder that I could do a fun checkered pattern on. It's having a bit of trouble focusing. One thing that's nice is when they give you flat surfaces to work with, you can kind of do your own thing and do interesting patterns on them, instead of like this, where it's all textured. So you just kind of let the paint do the work. you're not so much, freehanding anything. Whereas surfaces like this, you can do your own thing and make them kind of unique. Another cool thing, he's got the wings on his head. You love to see wings. They're called the Dark Angels, so I like wings. There are transfers, and I'm actually planning on also putting a transfer on here. Oh, the head wings, are they functional? Oh, absolutely not. They're just for show. Yeah. They don't do anything. Another thing that separates this model from the rest of the unit is he has a book and some keys. So these are these models are they're a part of the inner circle, which is like the super secret society within the Dark Angels that kind of holds all their secrets. So he's got his little book of secrets here that's super fun and super what's the word I'm looking for? It's flavorful. Like it's a part of the lore, which is nice. Same thing with the keys. Makes him seems like he has access to places that other people do not, because he's a part of the inner circle. So yeah, there's just a lot of little fun details on the model that make him kind of better than the rest of the squad. Now, because this is a specialist unit, they all are pretty jazzed out, so to speak. For example, some of them have parchment wrapped around their leg, and I believe these are called Oaths of Moment. So it's like a mantra that they wrote down on a scroll and wrapped around their leg, that they can, kind of say to give them strength in the heat of battle. So those are cool. I'll have to do some fun script on the parchment. This guy has a lion on his leg for the lion, who's the Primarch of the faction. Let's see what else. You can see this guy also has an Oath of Moment. This guy has a feather. I don't know why he has a feather, but he does, and it's pretty cool. And that's right next to the mistake I made that is probably going to take like 4 layers of paint to cover up, because this tan color is the worst. Not that I'm mad or anything, but yeah. Let's see, what about this guy? This guy's the most normal of the bunch, but he has some cool scripts on his leg that you can, and on his chest that you can write stuff on. So, yeah, lots of cool things. Yeah. One of the worst things about painting Dark Angels is painting this tan color. It takes a lot of layers, and if you make a mistake, it takes a lot of layers to cover up the mistake. So it gets quite annoying doing just like 4 layers of this bone color. But that's okay. It works well with their aesthetic, so I'm gonna keep doing it. Oops. and I keep forgetting about this part on this guy's leg. He has quite an interesting design on his leg that's like 3 different colors. So I only painted 2 of the colors to make it easier for me. I keep forgetting to paint the 3rd. So I'm gonna do that now. Another interesting detail about these models is that some of them have like rope belts. Like the leader has one, and so does that guy. But then these other models have like chains. And I have to say I like the ropes a lot better than I like the chains. Just because there's a lot of metal on the model already. I feel like the rope adds an interesting, new material. But that's okay. Obviously, they didn't consult me when they were making these models, which they should have. Alright, I think that was the last thing that I was gonna do before I started working on the like antique metal effect. Yes, that is your reminder to drink water. So these guys have a lot of, and so I already did it on the leader. These guys have a lot of like metal on them. And so what I did is I worked in some browns and purples to make it look more like an antique metallic feel as opposed to like new steel. So I think that's a lot more interesting, and it kind of gives them that like ornate antique armor feel. So I use two contrast paints to do this, Sigor Brown and Shaiish Purple. And you just gotta dilute them down to make sure they're not too strong. You don't want brown and purple armor, you just want brown and purple tinted armor. Do I know anything particularly fun about the secrets that the Inner Circle protects? So a lot of the secrets are, well, secret. And I think that's just Games Workshop being a tad lazy. But I do know some of the things that they do keep secret. And a good portion of them happened during the Horus Heresy. So the Horus Heresy was a big event where like half the Space Marine legions became traitors and abandoned and tried to destroy the Empire. So it was a big deal. And most of the time the legions were either loyalist, or traitor. However, the Dark Angels Legion like split in half, where half of the Legion turned traitor. And so that's generally, especially in the Warhammer 40k universe, that's generally the biggest secret that they maintain. Is that some of their Legion turned traitor, and who the traitors are. And so the Inner Circle knows, and they actively like hunt down the traitors. So that's the biggest one. And then, you know, additionally, as a result of the heresy, the Lion was injured in his fight with actually the leader of the traitors. His name was Luther. And so the Inner Circle like rescued him and put him in like stasis kind of thing while he healed. And they kept him hidden. So like not even like nobody in the Dark Angels knew that he was even alive or where he was, except for the Inner Circle. What else? Another thing that happened during the heresy that they keep secret is the destruction of their homeworld. Their homeworld is, or was, Caliban. And it was destroyed during the heresy, and I'm not sure Games Workshop has told us exactly how it got destroyed, but that's one of the secrets that the Inner Circle keeps, is that they know, you know, what happened and the details of it, and they keep that a secret for some reason. So now the Dark Angels live on what's called the Rock, and it's just a giant fortress floating around in space that they kind of travel around on. Some other secrets, and I'm gonna go grab some models here to show you. Is the Dark Angels have these like little humanoid figures in robes, and they're called the Watchers in the Dark. And they kind of just act as like servants to the Dark Angels, but no one really knows what they are. They are specifically the ones that recovered the Lion. It's like a bunch of these little guys like carried him off back to the Inner Circle. And so they kind of just show up and do things, and nobody really knows who they are or where they come from. So that's another one of the secrets that the Inner Circle keeps. And another one that I don't think Games Workshop has let us in on the secret. I mean, I guess it makes sense. I'm not a part of the Inner Circle, so why should I know? So these are not fallen angels. They just know about the fallen angels. The fallen angels are just the members of the Legion that turned traitor during the heresy. But yeah, the normal Space Marines in the Dark Angels, or the Outer Circle, so to say, so to speak, they don't even know that the half the Legion turned traitor. That information was very quickly squashed and only passed down by the Inner Circle, and they made sure that that information did not spread. So while they do send the quote-unquote Outer Circle to hunt down the traitors, the rest of the Dark Angels don't really know why they're hunting these people down. They just think they're regular traitors, and don't really know that they were Dark Angels at one point. All right, I think I'm good with the brown. So now I'm gonna do some panel lining here with Nuln Oil. And the last step after that is to use the purple. So then the effect will be complete. Where does Nuln Oil fall on your list of favorite colors? You know, the color itself, nothing special. It's kind of just like black, but it is one of my most used paints, like hands down, is Nuln Oil. It's just so useful. A lot of people call it like liquid shadow, and they're not wrong. So yeah, basically anytime you want to do shading, you kind of can't go wrong with Nuln Oil. It's just too useful. And yeah, one of the reasons in particular it's so good is because a lot of times you can just, especially if you're in a hurry or painting a lot of models, you can just slap down a base color and then put Nuln Oil on top of it, and you can just leave it like that. And it'll look good. Just because of the way the wash works, the way it like defines, the shapes and increases the readability of the model. It creates shadows on your model. All those things kind of can make something look good without really any work at all. Because again, you're just slapping a base color on and then Nuln Oil and you're done. So that's part of what makes it so good. and especially for like really small details. Like you can see the model has this like chainmail that's hanging underneath the shoulder plate, and painting each of those rings individually would be atrocious. But you slap some metallic paint and then Nuln Oil on top, and yeah, you just leave it and it looks good because the Nuln Oil falls into all the little rivets, and then all of a sudden you don't have to paint each little circle individually, and it looks great. So yeah, Nuln Oil, magic. And then, you know, on top of that, you can use it the way I am currently using it. Which is for panel lining, where you just kind of outline an object, and it leaves just like a thin line that's slightly darker than the rest of the object, and that is just an easy way to kind of put in shadows. And because it's a wash, it's softer than just using black paint. It's like I could just come in and panel line with black paint, but it's a lot more subtle, and it gets you like a smoother color transition when you use like a wash instead of paint. Cool. Now we can move on to the violet. as our final glaze for the armor. If I can find it. Alright, here it is. Shyish purple. Can't really tell if this is enough purple, so I'll have to come back to this and see how it looks when it's fully dry. Alright, let's look at some of these other guys that I did. Make sure that I did enough purple. Maybe a little bit more. Okay, I think that's pretty good for glazing and shading. So I think I can move on to highlighting to bring back the shine in some of these areas. Yeah, so I'm doing the process for kind of making the armor look like aged and antique. So yeah, just kind of glazing in some browns and purples to give it an interesting effect. And then that also, you know, while adding the effect, applies the shading. And so the last step is to re-highlight up like the rivets and the edges so that it looks shiny. Because all of the shades and glazes take away from the luster of the metal. So we want to add back in the highlights and edges, and make sure our metal is shiny. All right. So I have the antique metal effect. I think I'm about done for these models. I might do some more touch-ups later if I forgot or like I missed a part. But I think I got it all. I might also glaze in some more purple later if I see a place that I think needs it. But right now it's a pretty subtle effect that I think looks good and interesting. So I think I can leave it there for now. I did say I was gonna maybe add some transfers. So let's see if I have some on hand that I can use. Maybe over here. Bringing out the big ol' Space Marine transfer sheet. So I think I want, let me see here. I think I just want a number. Like this. I think black works. And should show up, more importantly. And obviously the number 1 because it's the First Legion. And I think we're gonna take the one with the fancy script because, as opposed to just like the Roman numeral over here, because we like, these guys are pretty fancy, so we gotta have the fancy number. Let's see if I can get it out though. God. I think I did it without damaging it. We'll see. Luckily, they gave more than one number. Let's see here. How do I want to do this? So decals, you want to start off with microset. You put a layer of microset down, and that just helps the transfer stick to the surface. Actually, I'm going to cut out another one here. Because I have one of the other guys has a shield as well. I don't know why I keep cutting it so close to the number. I'm just asking to damage the decal. Let's see, where'd my tweezers go? Somewhere. I lost them. You know, I swear I have like 10 pairs of tweezers. I can never find them. Alright. See if we can do without it. So we put the initial layer of microset on, and then what we're going to do is we're going to load up the brush with more microset. Take our tiny piece of paper here. With my fat fingers. Because I don't have any tweezers. Maybe I'll try this. Nope. Brought some, thank you. You just want to get it as close to the model as you can and slide it off onto the model. And the main goal here is just to position it. Position it well. And I immediately messed it up. But that's okay, because as long as you don't use the micro sol, you can kind of just keep fiddling with it. Tweezers are really the tool, especially for these really small ones. Yeah, the knife doesn't really work. Same thing with this guy. You're gonna kind of perch him up, get the decal really close, and just kind of slide it on. Yeah, just have someone with really small fingers. Luckily, that's what tweezers are for, so that you don't have to have friends with small fingers to help you with your decals. Alright, I think that's pretty good. So now I'm gonna come in with the microsol, and what this does is it there's like a little bit of plastic that the transfer comes on. And what this does is it dissolves that plastic, and so it helps the transfer form to the shape that it's on, and it gets rid of the shiny plastic bit that makes it kind of look like a sticker. Oh no. I did too much. Uh-oh. We're in danger here. Oh God, that's over. Gotta all good. We start again. That's another reason why it's nice that they give you multiple of each number. Need a Q-tip? Nah. Mostly just need to be more patient. I didn't wait for the micro set to, well, fully set, and so yeah, I just ended up where when I put the microsol on, it kind of lifted up and moved. It's okay. Like I said, we got more where that came from. Meanwhile, it looks like our one that we did get good is on, and the final step is to apply a matte varnish over top, and that's just to make it so that everything has the same finish, and it makes it look like a part of the model. So it's a little bit hard to see. I think it'll be easier to see on the one where it's not such a detailed pattern. But that's okay. Alright, now to avoid my last mistake, I'm going to stop it here. I had a lot of fun today. I hope you guys did too. Thanks for stopping by. And I'll be streaming again tomorrow. Probably not Dark Angels. I've been making a series out of Dark Angels recently, so I'll find something else to do. I hope I see you then. Bye.